Get arguably the next generation's biggest star.
Next thing you're going to see is him shaking hands with Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan expects him to be a face in the league for years to come.
All eyes have been on Zion Williamson as a basketball player for years. But those watchful eyes have been filled with dollar signs while everyone looks around to figure out what Zion's greatness will mean not just for the New Orleans Pelicans, but for companies across the world. Duke basketball, after all, is one of the biggest brands in college sports. And just when you thought that brand couldn't get any bigger, Zion single-handedly improved their TV ratings, general profile, and the overall profile of college basketball. So now what? In a league dominated by star power, how bright can the star of Zion as a brand shine? Housen, senior editor at Forbes, joins us to break it down. Kurt, right now, without having played a game, where does Zion rank in your mind as far as the business of NBA players?
I think Zion's a top 5 brand right now. You look at the big three, really. You've got KD, LeBron, Steph Curry. They're probably all head and shoulders above Zion right now because they've been proven winners. And they've been all around for a decade. And then you've got James Harden, maybe. I think NBA guys, if you stack them up, you got to go by their shoe deals. I think that's really is a good way to establish the pecking order. You've got KD, LeBron, Curry, all making more than $20 million a year, and then Harden around 14, and then right behind them is Zion.
So what does playing for New Orleans do to Zion's brand?
I'm sorry, say that again?
What does playing for New Orleans do to Zion's brand?
Right. Well, we've seen with NBA stars in the past, you don't have to be in LA, you don't have to be in New York. For a decade, the two biggest stars, we had LeBron playing in Cleveland and KD playing in Oklahoma City, two of the smaller markets. Now, New Orleans, along with Memphis, are by far the two smallest markets in the NBA. But we've already seen the effect that Zion can have even in a small market like that. He signed a deal with Panini for trading cards that are selling for $3,000 on eBay. His jersey sales, merchandise sales, first week of the NBA draft on Fanatics, he outsold the combined totals of every single 2018 NBA draft pick. So just because you're in a small market in the NBA doesn't mean you can't be a global superstar, which we've seen in the past.
Kurt, when you come in with this level of expectations already, what level of success has to be achieved for him to continue to grow?
Well, I think he has to be a winner. I mean, for the Pelicans themselves, they've already seen a huge impact. There's this viral video when they won the #1 overall draft pick of their sales staff gathered together, going crazy because they knew they had an easy task ahead of them selling Zion. But for Zion really to make that leap to the next level, which is often the case with marketing all athletes, you've got to see them on the biggest stage. So that means playoffs. That means contending for an NBA title year after year. It's why we saw Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant become global superstars. The most eyeballs are on the NBA in May, in June, down in crunch time. And those guys who go on and rack up multiple titles, those are the ones who rack up endorsement deals across beyond just the big shoe deal and across into other categories and can generate $30, $40, $50 million a year off the court.
Part of why it becomes so important for the Pelicans to have tremendous success for Zion, as well as Zion to be successful for them. Kurt, we put Durant has to say at times, but he's speaking a truth here that's difficult to hear for Knicks fans.
Well, I've seen the Knicks in the finals, but kids coming up after me didn't see that. So that whole brand of the Knicks to them is not as cool as, let's say, the Golden State Warriors or even the Lakers or the Nets now. You know what I'm saying? It's like the cool thing right now is not the Knicks.
I don't have to remind Knicks fans how bad things have been. The team has had 4 winning seasons since 2000-2001. They have 5 playoff appearances since then. They have 1 playoff series win total. If your argument is about restoring the Knicks to greatness and the glory that comes with it, you need to hear the painful reminder that the history you're referencing is your history, the history you have the perspective to give meaning to. What does that mean to an NBA player in his early 20s? Nothing. Sure, there'll be exceptions to every rule. Maybe someone somewhere grew up a fan. But the truth Knicks fans need to accept is that all the passion in the world doesn't change what this team is. The harsh truth is that the Knicks have been bad for so long, they've become the only thing worse in young culture than being bad. They aren't cool, and there is no easy fix for that. That'll do it for today's OTL. Stick around. NFL Live with Wendy Knicks coming at you next. Thanks for hanging out with us. We appreciate it.